it is necessary to give yourself the space, the freedom, the time to be able to think and to be able to strategize, because you get a lot of people who are relying upon you. They're relying on your decision-making. What are we doing here, right? We're made up of atoms, and then we're made up of decisions. And where we are today as human beings is a byproduct of decisions we've made up to this point, and where we end up in the future, where our firms end up, is going to be based on the decisions we make from this point going forward. And if you make the wrong decisions, everyone around you is fucked. But if you make the right decisions, then you are moving everybody in the direction that enables the firm not just to be competitive, but creates opportunities that benefits your clients, that benefits your team, that benefits your community. Everybody wins. So you have to be very, very intentional and really start taking this stuff seriously of, how do I know if I'm making the right decisions? And you don't know if you're making the right decisions if you can't properly evaluate information. And if you can't think beyond a month or a quarter or a year, then you're going to make decisions that are maybe good in the short term, but then hurt you in the long term, because you're just worried about today. Let me solve today's problems. Okay, and there's not to say that you shouldn't, but if you're not focusing on what's going to happen 3 years from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, and are we moving in a direction that's going to set us up for success, you are going to be caught in a situation where something will change. There's going to be some law that is passed that will surprise you and will debilitate you in your practice, because you did not evolve. And again, I'm not trying to be like harsh here, but change is constant. And if you are not preparing for the future of even creating, situations of analyzing vulnerabilities of the firm, saying, well, what could potentially impact us? Maybe our infrastructure isn't where it needs to be. We're not leveraging technology the way we need to. Maybe we don't have the right data and reporting that enables us to be able to get the information we need to make better decisions. All those things eventually are going to compound over time until one day something is going to happen, and you're going to see tort reform, some law is going to get passed, something's going to happen that debilitates your practice. And because you did not diversify, or because you did not think into the future, you're going to be caught in a position where, unfortunately, things are going to get way harder. And guess what? If you employ anybody, you're also, in many ways, responsible for them, because they rely on your decision-making. So this is really the case for firm owners to move into operating like true CEOs. And the only way you can do that is if you attract the right people. This is not an overnight process by any means, but if you're not making the strides necessary to get there, eventually time's up. So if you don't know what that future vision is, that's okay. It creates the case for the only way that you're going to figure it out is if you dedicate time to figuring it out. And if you dedicate time to keeping a pulse on where things are going, and then having the necessary conversations with experts in both the legal industry and other industries, building a community where you can learn from like-minded law firm entrepreneurs and other successful people that can share their insights, and you can learn from them as well. And then once you incorporate all this information, you can make better decisions.